We are here at Speedway Harley-Davidson, and today we're going to be taking out this 2024 Harley-Davidson Street Glide in the billiard gray base color. Let's take a look. So Harley-Davidson made quite a few improvements when it comes to the 2024 Street Glide. This bike is now 18 pounds lighter, weighing in at 811 pounds wet. Along with it being lighter, all of them come with the 117 now, and you're going to get 130 foot-pounds of torque and 105 horsepower. You've still got a 6-gallon tank, and you're going to get 44 miles to the gallon. You're getting 2.42 cubic feet of storage between these bags here. And as you can see, the bags have been completely redesigned into this new style. You get this massive 12.3-inch display running the Skyline operating system. You now get full LED lighting in the front as well in the rear, and you get new liquid cooled cylinder heads, which definitely help with the comfort. As far as when you're riding around slow, you won't feel as much of that heat coming off of the motor. If you'd like to see all the specs related to this motorcycle, check in the description down below, but we're about to take this baby out for a ride. Okay, so let's take a look at the display when you cut the motorcycle on here. Again, you're greeted to this large 12.3 very vivid display. You can literally see everything on this display, whether it's broad daylight or in the evening. You've got all your controls conveniently placed right here and right here. I know it looks a little intimidating, but trust me, there's not a whole lot going on there. It just helps you not have to use the touchscreen. So let's jump into the menu here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch it over into the high contrast, so that way you can see the display a little bit better when it's in this white. So you've got plenty of options and plenty of things you can control here in this display. You got your settings, you got your music there, you've got your navigation. All right, so when you jump in here, you got your device manager, you got your different sounds, you've got your display controls, you've got the system, and you've got your different ride modes, which this bike actually comes with 4 ride modes. You're going to get road, sport, custom, and rain mode. Right now we are set up in tour mode. On tour mode, you've got your RPMs over here, your speedometer over there, but you're able to switch this into sport mode, which gives you a digital speedo in the middle with your RPM gauge there, and then you got your fuel on that side as well as your volts for the motorcycle there. You also can jump into tour mode, which in tour mode you're going to get your speedo over there with your fuel and your mileage, and this whole center display would be navigation. So for this ride, we're going to go ahead and keep it in cruise mode. That's one of my favorite modes. You get your standard speaker system on here. There's no speakers in the bags, but the system sounds good. You got plenty of sound coming out that you can hear even with a full face helmet. All right, but let's get her cranked up so we can get out here on the road. All right, and your start button is located right here. You just click it down and you're greeted to that Harley-Davidson rumble. So your mode button to control the modes is located right here. We're actually going to start her off in rain mode, and we'll go through rain, road, and sport mode today. So before we get out here on the road, let's talk about the ergonomics of the motorcycle. I am 6 feet tall, around 230 pounds. I'm sitting in a completely upright seating position. The seats on these newer models are definitely more comfortable than the previous touring seats. You got that lower lumbar support, you're locked in, and they're extremely comfortable. You've got room to move your feet around a little bit with the floorboards, and you're definitely going to get some wind protection here. The handlebars are slightly adjustable. You can roll these a little bit more forward. I think, yeah, you got a little bit of room there. You can roll them a little more forward, but the bars are a little bit lower than my liking, but they're not uncomfortable by any means whatsoever. Now, one of the really cool things that Harley-Davidson did with this model is right here. Look at that. You've actually got a drawer for you to store some things in. You can put your phone in there. You can hide all types of things in there. You've actually got your USB there for if you wanted to hook up to the infotainment system. And look at that, it's a nice smooth opening. It doesn't just pop out real fast. And it does feel quite premium. All right, now when you're in rain mode, it's not gonna be a very aggressive throttle you got here. The roll-on's gonna be extremely smooth. It's not gonna be too intimidating, not gonna be too much power or anything like that. But it is ample enough power for you to get out here and actually enjoy your ride. It's extremely windy today, but I'm not feeling the motorcycle get blown around any, and I've got plenty of wind protection. I'm not feeling any wind to my chest. I'm actually not feeling too much wind to my legs either. Maybe down on my ankles, because my ankles are hanging out because my pants legs came up and I should have wore taller socks today. So rain mode is great for someone new to the touring motorcycle lineup, or for someone who's out here riding in the rain and you don't want that wheel slippage when you hit the throttle, and you don't want to get any wheel spin. You want to make sure you're getting maximum traction. For me, it's a dry day out. I am very experienced on these motorcycles, so there's no need to stay in rain mode. So while riding, you can switch right into road mode. You don't have to stop the motorcycle to switch modes. You can just take your thumb over there, hit that button, and you're in the next mode. Hopefully you can hear me over this wind because it is whipping around my head. So let's talk about what Harley-Davidson did for the riders this year. They actually are giving you more with a lower MSRP. On the base color, which is what I'm riding on right now, the billiard gray and chrome setup, this bike is starting at $25,999 MSRP. Now that's not including any things like tax, title, tag, delivery setup, dealer fees, any of that stuff. It's not including any of that. That's just the MSRP on this billiard gray and chrome setup. But you're getting way more for that now. You're getting a 117 motor, because that's the standard motor that comes with the road glides and the street glides. You're getting rider modes. You're getting this beautiful display. You're getting more storage. You're getting a lighter machine with integrated LEDs all the way throughout the bike, and a better ride, a better feel, better performance. So they're definitely out there to compete with the other markets, and I feel like they're at the top of their game and the top of this touring market. Now we've been in road mode for a little bit here. As you can see, the bike handles the road tremendously well. It's very flickable, very nimble, plenty of power, plenty of performance out of this 117 motor. You roll on, you're going to get a good sound coming out of the bike with the stock pipes, and you're going to get all of that performance. But when you switch it over to sport mode, you're going to get a lot more performance, and this bike will outperform the previous year ST. It has a sportier feel and a more aggressive ride when you're in that sport mode configuration. So if you've been looking at getting on a touring bike, now is the perfect time to do so. Oh yeah, you'll definitely feel the performance out of this machine when you're rolling on throttle. You got plenty of torque, plenty of horsepower. Now when Harley released these motorcycles, they released some packages as well for you to upfit your bike to kind of take the place of those additional models that were out there, like the specials and the STs. They have an ST package which comes with a high flow air breather, kind of like a step-up style seat that helps lock you in even more than the stock seat. And you're also going to get a tuner with that that's going to enhance the performance as well. They've also got like a day tripper package, as well as some other packages for those looking to do some longer rides. They've got a tour pack in case you love the style of this motorcycle, but you want that setup like a Limited would have. You throw your tour pack on and you got plenty of storage there. They're basically making it so that you can build the perfect and ideal bagger for yourself without having certain features and things like that that you may not want, that you'd end up paying for. Now you got this base platform, which in my opinion is not base, because you're getting everything on this bike and options to be able to upgrade it to your heart's content. I myself love the new styling. It took a minute for it to grow on me, but I'm all the way in now, especially after riding quite a few of these. The ride of this motorcycle is insane. It's only 18 pounds shaved on the Street Glide, but it feels like more. I don't know if it's because of the way they balanced it, if somehow they got a lower center of gravity, but the bike feels extremely light, especially while in motion, in corners, while turning. It just feels like a lighter, nimble bagger. Like if you didn't realize you're on a bagger, you'd think you're on a soft tail, but way more comfortable. You're also getting the entire suite of rider enhancements such as ABS, traction control. You get every single rider aid that Harley offers on your Street Glide and your Road Glide. So there's no reason to pick and choose models anymore. You got one model, you get everything with it, and then you just upgrade it from there. If you're wondering how one of the newer models ride, there's no need to wonder. Just swing by your local dealership. If you're in this area, definitely come by Speedway Harley-Davidson and ask to go out on a demo. So that way you can experience what this motorcycle has to offer. And if I were you, I would say go out on one of the new models versus the 2023s, because there's a lot of dealerships that still have quite a bit of inventory of the 2023s. That way you can compare and contrast the two. Like ask your sales representative to ride on a 2023. Halfway through the ride, maybe you can switch, you ride the 2023, and that way you're able to experience, and you'll definitely feel the difference between the two models. But Harley-Davidson definitely did some major improvements when it comes to this model. It's an amazing machine at a very reasonable price, especially for everything that you're getting on this motorcycle, for the maneuverability, for the style language, for the aerodynamics, for the suite of rider aids that you're getting, for this beautiful display, for the LED lighting that everyone's always complaining about Harley doesn't offer. Well, it's here. Basically, I can't think of anything else they could have put into this bike at that price point that would make it a better motorcycle. It's an excellent machine. It has everything you could possibly need, and I'm enjoying just flicking her around here in the parking lot. All right, let me get a good angle so we can get some lighting on this bike. Right about there looks good. I want that in the background, so we're gonna go over here. We're gonna pull up a little bit. Woo, listen to that rumble. I feel like, oh yeah, it actually sounds a lot better than the previous generation. Also, with the previous generation and the stock exhaust, it didn't have as much rumble. Maybe the ST did, but definitely not the standard and the special. But the bike sounds good, it looks good. Let's take one more walk around of the motorcycle. You can see all the integrated LED lighting, and you see now they have a new base color, which is the billiard gray, which kind of looks like that muscle car craze that's been going around. There's a lot of cars coming out in this color, but the bike is beautiful. It's a beautiful machine. Just look at the lines of how everything flows together. But don't take my word for it. Swing into your local dealership, check one out, ask to go on a demo ride. But before you go, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like this video, share the content, comment down below, get a conversation started amongst yourselves as well as with us, and we shall see you in the next one.